do we need to start taking a different view to this whole idea of marketing? Do we really need a film and a release date and a teaser trailer over 12 months before it's due out? All that does these days is let the doubt fester,
Yeah,
let the
yeah.
naysayers crack on,
Mm.
all the
Yes, I
news
agree.
leaks out. And I would argue that there is not a single film, Top Gun Maverick excluded, that has benefited from an extended period of market awareness.
Hello and welcome to Screen Time with AVForums. This is our January podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and 4K Blu-rays. And tonight I am joined by Simon Crust
Hello, I'm back home and it's very cold.
and Mark Costello.
Happy New Year, everyone.
So, yes, Happy New Year. This is our first movies
Yes, it
podcast of the
is.
year. And we're going to celebrate that in style because every year we pick 20 cinema releases that we're eagerly anticipating. And in this,
Eagerly.
debatably, in this, the first podcast of 2025, we're going to take you through our picks. But first, some competitions. Right, you can win £500 to spend on camera gear with MPB. MPB makes buying, selling, and trading camera gear easy. As the largest global platform for used photo and video gear, MPB helps visual storytellers unlock value from their equipment. This closes Friday, January the 31st, 2025. You can also win a Fell amp from Fell Audio worth $599. To celebrate the launch of the brand new hi-fi brand Fell Audio, we're giving you the chance to win their debut, the award-winning Fell amp. Closes Friday, February the 28th, 2025. There's also a whole bunch of DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4K discs available for patrons and standard AVF members to win. All competitions open to eligible AVForums members over 18 who are resident in the UK. So head over to avforums.com/competitions to enter. And previous winners, Georg T600 won a pair of Polk Audio Signature Elite floor standing speakers with
Nice.
Peter Tyson worth £899. And Nelly won JBL MA310 5.2 channel 4K AV receiver in white worth £499.
Nice.
I
Oh,
was
the
holding
black
out for the
just is
black one.
terrible. I was
Yeah.
going to say the white's the way to go. Well done.
New patrons, Richard, Hannah, and James, thank you. And no one bought us a coffee. Oh, damn it, I need a coffee.
Outrageous.
That's ridiculous. I'm going
Work
now.
harder,
That's it.
chaps. Must work harder.
Yeah. So our top 20 most anticipated movies of 2025. And I'm going to immediately start by saying that nearly all the superhero movies and like big sort of mainstream sequel blockbuster things didn't make the top 20 nearly until a number of titles dropped and made it to 2026. In fact, we did this article in December and it's still got one entry in it, which has been already pushed to 2026. I'm not going to move it. We're still going to discuss it, but it's amazing how that works. The ones that didn't make it include Flower Vale Street, Onslaught, Warfare, Deliver Me from Nowhere, Captain America, Brave New World, and I think I made a mistake here. I put Avatar 11 Part 2, but I think I just mean Avatar 10 Part 2. At number
Avatar 10.
20, yeah, it feels like it. Feels like it.
Yeah.
Number 20, Jurassic World Rebirth.
But
Well,
That's
look,
it. That's what we're going
I,
for.
well, no, I'm going to go to bat for Fallen Kingdom. All right. I liked
No,
Fallen.
no, no, don't start off on a bad
No,
foot.
no, 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 no. I'm going to bat for it because let's be honest. How many times had we seen dinosaurs in the park running loose? We'd seen it. Fallen Kingdom said, "I'm going to take those dinosaurs and stick them in a Hammer horror." And you know what? I'm here for it. Now, if we're going to get something as equally bananas from Edwards, I'm here for it. If it is just another dinosaurs on the loose in a forest setting, it can go and stuff itself up its backside. I'm not interested. So I'm here for something completely
yeah,
gonzo.
it does need
Anything
to do
else?
something different. It does. Maybe put helicopter wings on the back of the dinosaurs or something. Make them fly. And
What if they
I don't know.
transform into alien robots?
Anything really.
Hmm.
Maybe they're
That'd be
vampiric or
different.
something. They can turn people into dinosaurs.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I'm not.
Is it the
I
same old
wasn't.
people in it? I mean, I've not even looked at it.
No,
No,
it's a
and
totally
that's the
different
thing.
cast.
I was done with it after Dominion. I mean that was I really wanted to enjoy having the old cast back in Dominion, but it was awful. At times it was just embarrassingly bad. And I was absolutely all on board for bringing the old cast back. But it was a real franchise killer.
Thinker.
Um, I'm not sure I cared at all about them doing another one. Not at
Nope.
all. But Gareth Edwards,
Yeah, maybe.
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 Scarlett Johansson, maybe. I mean, I've got more interest in what they accomplish because, yeah, I mean, it's got to be better than Velociraptor training memes. Superman, Superdog. What do we think about Superman? That's number 19. I mean, you can see we place these very highly in our list. Yeah, we have a lot of faith in go Gunn.
I mean, I've stupidly watched the trailer for this one, thinking, oh, he looks quite good actually. He's got the red pants on. That's pretty cool. But then they brought the dog in, and then there's people you've never heard of, and it's just a bit, I don't know. But James Gunn, maybe there's something there. Maybe the trailer's just not particularly good this time around.
I mean,
I don't know.
my
I mean,
concern with it is Gunn does ensemble. His
It's
MO
like there's a
is
lot
on
of story packed
his
into it, doesn't there?
yeah, he does ensemble groups. He doesn't do solo outings. And
well,
so
the thing is,
I
yeah, I was going to say, Kaz, yeah, I mean, not just in the trailer, but we've since heard that Supergirl's going to be in it as well. I
yeah,
mean,
everybody's in it. I think
Yeah.
everybody's in it. I think
just
Ryan Reynolds is in it.
oh, it's give us. All people have been crying out for is a Superman movie.
A good Superman
All
film. That
people have
that
been
Superman and
wanting.
Lois show is brilliant. That is Superman. That's great.
I mean, it needs more Superdog. It needs at least 5 other potential future superheroes who can have later films. I mean, it needs Nick Fury, basically.
The wrong universe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a teaser, and I'm sure we'll see more. There was some good stuff in it. The shots of him saving the girl in slow motion from those tanks, that's what Superman is.
The
But
pedigree's
the
good, isn't
big,
it? The pedigree is good.
well,
Suicide
yeah,
Squad.
yeah, but the thing is,
No.
though, if you look at Guardians, you look at Suicide Squad. Let's just
They're
say they are of a
ensemblers.
piece.
They're
They are
just
ensemble, but the
yeah.
tone as well. It is snarky,
Peacemaker.
irreverent.
Great.
Exactly. Gunn is the go-to for your snarky irreverence. None of that is Superman.
No,
Superman
very
is
true.
not snarky irreverent, so I don't know what Gunn's going to bring to this. I mean, I'm going to be there on day
Maybe
one.
this time he'll
But
be snarky and irreverent. Maybe that's what fans have wanted from Superman all this
maybe,
time. Maybe he's going to
maybe.
be a really sarcastic Superman. It's not
Anyway,
going to happen. Anyway, number 18 is Greenland Migration. I'm actually looking forward to this. I really enjoyed Greenland. It's taken
that's got
It's
forever to
like
Butler
get
in it, Gerard
going.
Butler.
Yeah, it's Butler doing low budget apocalypse. I've got time for it.
is this about the sale of the island to America?
No, yeah, something like that.
Is that what it is? Is Gerard Butler looking like that because he's just seen sort of the Americans trooping over the hill with their flags ready to plant? Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what they're going for.
Maybe I should watch
I
the
mean,
first film before I pass snarky comments.
it's all
First
right.
one was pretty good, wasn't it? As I
Yes.
remember.
Yeah, you should watch it. But I
I'll
mean,
try to.
it's just it came out of nowhere because everyone
Yeah.
is expecting something really straight to video and Butlerish from Butler. And actually it had a bit of heart in it, and it did a lot with a little, which was kind of nice to see. It was a low key sort of apocalypse movie, and it worked. Yeah,
Well, that is
I
my
think
favorite
it's
flavor of apocalypses. I like my apocalypses, Loki. Stuff spectacle. I'm not interested in any of that. I
Yeah,
want
I think
Loki.
you
I want
genuinely like
quiet.
it if you discovered it, Mark. But the trouble is that you now it's
Yeah,
having a
you've told me
sequel.
about it, so therefore
You
it's
think it's
just.
a oh yeah, there's that as well. Yeah,
Of course it
okay,
is.
yeah,
It's a Kaz recommendation. It's a
yeah.
trusty
We'll wait
turd.
until someone else recommends it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, now, if I
Number
told you it was
17.
worth it,
He just did.
And he was
He
all right.
literally. It was like oh
there you
god.
go. It was
I
all
think
right.
I
There
can't.
you
You
go.
know what?
High
Can't really
praise
remember.
indeed.
Oh man. Okay, The Accountant 2. Gavin
Okay.
O'Connor. Warrior. I mean, there's a lot of sequels in here. I'm looking forward to this. Ben Affleck.
Accountant 2. The first
Yeah,
one was pretty cool, wasn't it?
it was very
As
cool.
I
I don't.
remember.
Yeah, but you just gave this a random number.
Yeah, well.
I
That's
mean,
how I score all my films.
but it's what do you do with it? Because he was, let's be honest, he was a very one-note character. I'm pretty sure he's still going to be fairly one-note in this. So as
Mm.
long as they up his relationship with Bernthal, which I don't
I
think we
think
got
that's
enough
the
of in the
point.
last
Yeah,
one, then
yeah.
okay, I'm here for it. And J.K. Simmons, yes, I'm intrigued, and of course, being in the profession, that's right. Not the assassination profession, the other one.
I love that
I,
you
I,
think you have to clarify that.
I of course can't wait to pick holes in their treatment of accruals and prepayments and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I'll be right there on day one.
Oh man. Right. Next one is number 16, In the Grey. Guy Ritchie. I mean, it's a whole for me. Guy Ritchie wouldn't have made these lists until he started churning out things
Mm.
like Covenant
Yeah, he's on an
and
upward slope, isn't he?
it feels like it. I've got
Yeah.
time for the latest Guy Ritchie, even if it lands on Amazon. I've got time for it.
Aren't they all
Um,
just the same though?
Oddly, no,
No.
but I will say that some of them are less than others. But Covenant was absolutely cracking. We'll see what this is. This Henry Cavill looks like a period piece. I've only seen stills so far, but I will definitely be there for whatever crazy he's got up to. Soderbergh, similarly, he's at number 15 with Black Bag. I mean, he churns out movies. What have I got here? 30 films in 30 years. I mean,
Pretty
that's
good.
it. Yeah,
I have a feeling the agency has stolen a little bit of this one's thunder. I mean,
yes, yes,
Fassbender as a suave secret agent.
yes, I
Oh,
can see that. I can see
hmm.
that, but I still got time for this. It looks interesting. I've got time for it.
Well,
But
it
you
doesn't look
are right.
interesting. It looks like any number of
Other things like this.
generic spy jam. But
Okay, okay,
Soderbergh has
Mark.
a knack of
Okay,
he's got a knack of
just
doing something interesting with it.
let's see how good your predictions are with the next one at number 14, Nosferatu, which you gave
Yeah,
a 9 out of 10,
you can
whilst
get stuff.
everyone sane was giving it sixes and sevens. You gave it a 9 out of 10, massively anticipated. What did it end on?
Misplaced faith, Kaz. Let that be a lesson to all of you children out there.
Did I
Expectations will
accidentally
kill you.
flip your six? Is it you fed me the wrong number? Yeah.
Summit got flipped. I'll tell you that.
Okay, number 13, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
You changed my number on
Um,
this one now. Once bitten, twice shy. I tell you that. Oh, damn it.
An eight is just a filled in three, is it?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't. It's one of those, isn't it? If go back 15 years and you said Tim Burton's doing Frankenstein, you go, oh well, absolutely, bravo, of course he is. Now we've got Guillermo del Toro, and you're exactly the same. Oh well, of course he is. His brand of beautiful gothic and all that. Oh, it's perfectly suited. But what's he going to do with it? And after Nosferatu, I want to see him do something different with it. If this turns out to be a lavish, handsome, but very traditional telling of Frankenstein, I'll be very disappointed. Because otherwise, because if it is, what's the point? We've already got loads of those. And I'm a big
Yeah,
stan for Ken Branagh's version.
I think it'll be that. I think it'll be the
Change
thing
it.
thing
Three
you
out of
fear the
10.
most. Yeah.
3 out of 10.
From the world of John. Oh God, I hate
Oh,
saying this
Ballerina.
title. Just call it Ballerina. God
Yeah,
damn it! From the world of Mad Max. Um, right.
IP rules,
Uh,
Kaz. IP rules.
okay.
does.
Ballerina, Ballerina Wick. I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward to this.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
yeah.
I wasn't. Here's how it went for me. I loved John Wick. I loved all the John Wicks. I wanted more John Wick. Then they announced this, and I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. And then I think, didn't she do something stupid like Ghosted? What was that one? Was it Ghosted she did on Apple? The one with
Well, she was
Captain.
in John Wick.
No, Anna
No.
de Armas.
Well,
No, she did. Anna de
she did
Armas.
some crap on Netflix. I don't know.
Anyway, she did
She did
something.
something. I'm thinking, yeah, she did something with a big gun and big boots
No,
and
you're thinking
kicking
of
and
No Time
shooting.
to. You're not thinking of No Time to Die because she was
No,
ace
no,
in No
I
Time
was
to Die.
she was amazing in that. She was scene stealing in that,
Mhm.
but then she did an actual movie where she was that was terrible. And my expectations went back down to zero. And then I saw the first maybe 7.5 seconds of this trailer, and I was like, I'm back. And then I turned it off. And then I read it's Len Wiseman, and then I'm gone again. So it's been a real roller coaster ride of this. They call it Ballerina. I'm like, okay, and they call it From the World of John Wick Ballerina. I'm like, no. So it's been up and down for me the whole way. But I am tacitly looking forward to it. Wiseman be damned, and
Yeah,
Mad
it's a
Max
good
Saga
trailer.
be damned.
It's a
Yeah,
good
I
trailer,
think.
although I think it gave away one of its, and I won't be spoiled, but it gave, let's just say, one of its secrets away, which it really shouldn't have done.
Trailers
This
all
is
over
this is why I
nowadays.
don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
Seven seconds, I'm out.
And you're very right to, and you're very right to in this instance, Kaz. But no, I'm the same. Len Wiseman can go suck one as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But this looks great, so I'm sold.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic Four first steps. Didn't quite crack the top 10. I'm still quite liking the angle. And I think it's the only Marvel one that got in here. Certainly Brave New World didn't stand a chance.
Very strange casting, though.
Yeah, it is, and a strange setting and strange everything, but I don't know. There's something different going on there.
Well, that's the thing. It needed to do something different. It's done something different, and it's just
Maybe
unknown,
that's
isn't it? Really, and I think
yeah.
that's what's kind of nice about it at this stage. We know nothing about it, and I think some of the marketing, the stills, the pictures that really plays up that twee 60s-ness. I'm here for that because it is not what we have seen. It is not what whether or not the film ends up like that, whether or not it just falls straight back into typical
Well,
old Marvel stuff.
well,
But I'm here for what I've seen so far.
at least you know it's not like an Omega powered mutant Hulk bashing a guy with a jetpack. So there's that. F1 made our top 10 just despite
Made
Mark
your
trying his
top 10.
best to
Made
hate
your
on
top
it.
10.
I know you gave it 5 out of 10. That's just because you don't like Formula One, but you
Yeah,
love
so
Maverick. I
the
mean,
clue's in the title then, Kaz, isn't it? Don't like
I
F1.
mean,
What do you think of this
but
film called F1? Have a guess.
can't literally judge the book by the cover. I mean, this is
Yes, you can.
Kaczynski. Is
Yes, you
Kaczynski doing exactly the same formula for racing as he did uh, for Top Gun and fighter planes, with even bringing Pitt in this kind of mentor role, and then I'm hoping flipping him to be the driver of the moment later. I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm really looking forward
Oh
to
wow!
this.
So basically, what you're telling me is he's going to remake Top Gun Maverick, but take all the good shit out of it instead. Wow, you're really selling it to me.
Nah, Days of Thunder.
Do you know what? If it had half the fromage of Days of Thunder in that trailer, I'd be there on day one. But it doesn't. It's
To be
so
fair,
earnest. Oh God!
I haven't seen the trailer. I'm just hoping he has
It's
some
not
Top Gun
Days of
Maverick
Thunder.
enjoyment stuff going on for Days. I know it's not Days of Thunder, but let me have a moment of it. I'm
Nope.
not the biggest F1 fan, but I'm a big fan of Kaczynski.
Huge
So
fan.
anyway, next one, number 9, 28 years later, which we waited a ton of time for.
Almost
Um,
28 years.
is it actually since the
Hmm.
last one? My God, do the maths on that. No,
No, it was
can't be.
2000. Was it 2006 or seven? The last one. The first one was
Yes,
what,
it sounds right.
2002? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Maybe if we pretend the second one was just released late.
Mm. I. It's an interesting trailer. It's got folk horror. It's a lot of folk horror actually, which you don't expect. The strange adaptation all these years later with the New World Order being like something out of a strange, demented Silent Hill meets The Wicker Man. Here for the vibe, but there's something niggling about the fact that guess what? They've already announced another 2 films. It's going to be a trilogy.
That's it. You got it. No, you've
Right.
nailed it right there. So the things that got me excited are Alex Garland. He's back.
Yep.
He's back writing it. And Danny Boyle, he's back directing
Yep.
it. I'm fully on board with those. But the fact that they've already announced a second one, shot back to back, maybe with
I
a
was going to say, I think they're already
trilogy.
filming it. Night DaCosta's doing it.
Yeah, with a trilogy capper as well due later, and that the second and third ones drop Boyle. I mean, I'm really not sure. I want this to work, but I'm really not sure it needed a trilogy.
Who knows? But yeah. I'd
It's a
just rather have seen what they do with this. Was it received
one
well?
good one.
Does it have an actual decent story to not just tell, but then expand? Because worst case scenario is, and we don't know anything about Near DaCosta's film, the worst case scenario is that this isn't a continuation. It's just happening at the same time, just in a different place. And
oh God.
and you're just like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
no, just stop. So a
Yes.
benefit of the doubt and all that, but I like the vibe of the trailer. Nothing's going to be as visceral and as intense as the first film. So I like this going for something different, but
Thank God. I don't think my heart could take it 20 years later. Number 8 is Havoc. I'm pretty sure that, it says here it's
we'll be
been in
back
our
here in a year's
list.
time talking
Yeah,
about seeing it in 2026.
it's been in our list since our 2021 list for 2022. So,
Damn.
I mean, get it released. It's had so many reshoots. For those who, for some reason, don't know what Havoc is, despite us having talked about it for 4 years, it's Gareth Evans who did The Raid and did Gangs of London, teaming up with Tom Hardy, who is a lot older than when he started, to do like a cop going through the criminal underworld journey, obviously involving hurting a lot of people and breaking a lot of heads and getting very hurt, undoubtedly. I mean, it went back and back and back for reshoots. I think it's done, but this one's coming straight to Netflix. And supposed to be coming Q1, but I really won't believe it until they stick a trailer on and put it in the coming soon list of Netflix. Otherwise, he's going to go, yeah, I just have one more scene to film. Number 7 is the one that really is dropped to 2026. This is Paul Thomas Anderson's later. He's the guy behind There Will Be Blood, Licorice Pizza, Punch Drunk Love, Magnolia, and Boogie Nights. This is the Battle of Bentonville Cross. That could easily get changed. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, I'm looking forward to this, but it seems like despite the fact that it can't take that long for him to film and release it, it doesn't sound like it's going to hit 2025. So we'll come
I'm
back.
torn on Paul Thomas Anderson. I love half of his work. I don't like the other half. So it'll be interesting to see
Which half do you love?
half. I love Boogie Nights.
Punch Drunk Love.
Nope, hate Punch Drunk Love with a passion. Phantom
Pudding.
Thread. Love Phantom Thread. I think that's amazing. I even
you
really
know
like
what,
Licorice
Mark?
Pizza.
I hate Boogie Nights. I hate Phantom Thread.
I don't even much like There Will Be Blood, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Anything else you like that I can hate?
Everything.
Okay. No, I mean, I can see where it goes. I don't get on with all his work. I think I've tried a lot of times to finish Magnolia and struggled with it. I didn't get on with Boogie Nights the first time I watched it, more the second time I watched it, and then I started the third time when I wasn't having it at all. Punch Drunk Love is one of my all-time favorites. But maybe that's because I come at it from a different direction. I come at it from the direction of someone who loves all of early Adam Sandler movies, and watching him do this was like, oh, he can act, which was nice, rather than a
golf ball. Speaking of which,
yeah, I know.
Where's that
but
in this list?
yes,
Where's that
I
in this
know,
list, Harlow?
I know. Nearly made it. And I love There Will Be Blood. You drink this milkshake. I did drink the milkshake. Tron Ares is another roller coaster ride for me, but absolutely now.
I want this to be good.
Yeah, but Jeff Bridges is back. That's it. That's all it took. I was not on board. I tell you why I was not on board. I was not on board because Jared Leto was cast in the lead, and he's like the death knell of every mainstream, massive franchise, whatever, that he gets stuck in playing in a really odd, I'm going to arrange my bullets in a circle way. I have no time for him in mainstream movies like that. It doesn't work. So him coming on board this, it was like, no. But Jeff Bridges is coming back.
No,
you know,
all good, all good. But I just worry about the notion about now the game world is coming into the real world, and I just worry it's going to start. Oh no, because I think
getting
Tron
weird.
Legacy was amazing. I
It was
love
amazing,
Tron
yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
So good. And this is the one I want to, at this 20, this is the one I really want to be good.
Hey, they bring back Daft Punk, I'll give it a 10. Straight now. I'll give it a 10.
Very true.
Done.
Very true.
Number 5, highest to lowest. I'm a little torn on this. And I think I'm surprised you weren't more torn, but then you hadn't seen high and low before you scored this, had you, Mark?
That is very true.
So
This
for
could get a
me,
10 now.
yeah, no, for me, I really, really like Lee. I really, really am not sold on him remaking stuff because I got a lot of time for his originals and not for Old Boy. And he's coming to a Kurosawa masterpiece. He's bringing Denzel Washington, and it does have some heritage. It's based on the Ed McBain novel, so I suppose it has some heritage returning back to the West. But I don't know. I'm really torn, and I'm not sure even about the change of title back to highest to lowest.
I mean, you've got to think. I mean, you're right. I don't know what he was thinking with Old Boy. Unless they just backed up a huge dump truck of money, I don't know what he thought he could do with Old Boy. This, though, that detailed procedural, he's not played. I mean, Inside Man was a little bit like that, and I
I
really
like it, yeah.
enjoyed Inside Man. High and Low is a different kettle of fish. It's ultra detailed, but it has that psychological bent when you start to unpick the motivation. Follow the investigation of the kidnapping, that's fine. But once you start to unpick the drivers in society behind it, I think that's where Lee could do something really interesting. So yes, I hadn't seen High and Low before I scored this, but I think now this is going up a notch for me because High and Low is amazing. Just everyone go watch High and Low, it's amazing.
Yes, that's interesting because I think High and Low's so amazing. That's why I scored it lower, not because I don't think Lee's a great director.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say is that I am yet to be fully on board with Apple TV being a good label for movies. I'm not saying they haven't done some gems, but and I'm not saying they're not great at TV, but when it comes to movies, they've had a real bad spell of distinctly average Apple-backed movies. But anyway, let's see what happens. I would like the next one to work as well. This is The Running Man. But it's an uphill struggle. I want it to work because it's Glenn Powell, and I think he's very much the man of the moment. I think Edgar Wright at the helm could bring something different to it. And I think that the original story had a different scale to the first adaptation. Didn't he have a whole city in the original story? He had to escape a whole city. It wasn't.
Yeah, it didn't have half the shenanigans that the Schwarzenegger plot did. All that stuff about him being falsely imprisoned for, gunning, all that crap didn't happen. And of course, it had the very different ending, which the flying the plane into the building, which let's lay. I don't think we're going to get that these days.
Yeah.
But I'm more intrigued by this complete tonal hodgepodge that you keep hearing stories about this, that it's going to be much more in line with the fairly gritty, realistic take of the novel. But then again, it was a Schwarzenegger film, which was anything but. And let's be honest, I don't think Edgar Wright could do, gritty and staid if he tried. He's not that kind of director. So I have no
Haven't you
idea
seen
what this
like
thing is
Shaun of the
going to be.
Dead? It's like
Yeah,
that's like a
it's hardly Ken Loach, is
documentary.
it? So it's quite Mike Lee, is it? So I mean, I am intrigued is not the word for
Yeah,
this
be
one because I have
intrigued is a good
no clue.
word. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm here
yeah,
for it.
it'd be interesting.
Can you imagine if there was an Arnie cameo? It'd be so amazing.
Nah. I will say though, it was someone did point out when they were looking at the posters in the movie thread for this, how Arnie just drove movies with like a single monochrome shot of his face and the title of the film. I mean, you
Thought it was
couldn't
needed.
really imagine. Yeah, but you couldn't imagine slapping, Glenn Powell, even though he's a really good actor and a really good star at the moment. You couldn't imagine slapping him on there and sticking a title beneath. Oddly, you could still do it for Cruise, but things have changed a little bit, and the Running Man's going to need more than just Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd stick Schwarzenegger in it now as a 78-year-old geriatric. I'd still go see it.
Yeah, so would I. So would I.
The walking man, the shuffling man. I'd be there. Day one. Come on.
Predator Badlands. There's
Maybe.
so many Predator films going to be developed. This one has got my interest because it's supposed to have the Predator as the protagonist. And I'm all up for that. I'll tell you where I first came across that. I came across that in Alien versus Predator, the comic, where essentially one of the predators in it, the basic story was that the predators used to unleash aliens on an unsuspecting planet and then go down and hunt the adult aliens once they'd grown out of the eggs. And they released some on a planet which happened to have some conless on there. And so they ended up coming and hunting them, but also, the humans were there. And there was one wounded predator who got sort of nursed back to life by one of the scientists, and they became like best as humans. And the predator became kind of the protagonist. I mean, he was more a good guy than a bad guy. And I find that intriguing, flipping it around. You got hints of it, like at the end of Predator 2. You got hints of something more to the lore than just.
Yeah, because they're not intrinsically bad, are they? They're just hunting.
Yes.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Evil. They're just hunting.
Yeah, but we got hints at the lore in the likes of Predators. And look how that turned out.
Yes,
Exactly.
I agree. But that didn't have a protagonist.
It's not that bad.
The Predator. That had
It's
Lawrence
poopy.
Fishburne.
It's
dressed as a
not that
predator.
bad. I still
It's
think taking
poopy.
on a predator with a samurai sword is a film in the making.
Yeah. I watched Predators again
Can't
the
see
other
Elle
day.
Fanning, yielding a samurai sword with much anger, though.
I don't think
Oh,
she'll
I
be the
don't know.
same kind of lead. I think if they're casting Elle Fanning and they're making the Predator the protagonist, I'd be surprised if they hadn't read Alien versus Predator, because in that the protagonist, the human protagonist, is a slight small girl, and the Predator is the protagonist alongside her. Doesn't mean she can't fight, but I mean they're more convincing as a duo. If they do that, this works. If they
Sure,
have Elle Fanning going up against a Predator, okay, sure.
I'm more interested at the time period of this because I think what Prey did really well was it took the Predator out of what we knew. You look
Yes,
at
absolutely.
you look at the jungle, the urban setting of Predator 2, it was still very much the Predator versus men with guns. They were all the same kind of film. And Prey wasn't. And Prey did that really. And what I kind of wanted from these was, drop the Predator into various time periods. Back to what could you imagine dropping a Predator into Shogun, into samurai, Japan? Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
I'd be there for that.
I
Yeah,
think this
absolutely.
one's set during the 20th of January inauguration.
So
Change of
because
the era.
there's another one, isn't there? They're making another
They are making
Predator.
another one, yeah. Yeah, they
and
are.
it's just like, oh God, again, yes, all
Yeah.
right, you had one success, all right.
Yeah, they had a success, so we need at
Let's
least 6 more films in the next 6 years. Yeah,
just
until they rinse it. They definitely need to.
and that's the thing. Aren't they already rinsed? So I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful. Elle Fanning is an interesting lead, and
Yeah.
It's
Trachtenberg
great. Have you
did
seen
pretty
The
good.
Great? She's great in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Liam Neeson cameo sold.
Mickey 17 at number 2.
Yeah,
Mickey 7? Mickey 7.
yeah.
Where did Mickey 17 come from? It's Mickey 7, isn't it? How
No,
many
no, that was
numbers
the name
does
of the
Mickey
title,
have?
but it was. But it's in making it more comedic. They've decided to up the number of clones just so you can have more shenanigans with them.
Oh, the novel was Mickey
The
7, and they've
novel was Mickey
increased it to
7.
Mickey 17. I was like,
Yeah.
why is it suddenly become 17? Yeah, okay.
I think this
Yeah,
looks ace. I think this looks brilliant. Have you seen the
Finished
trailer
interestingly,
last
for
year,
this,
didn't it?
Kaz?
we scored
Hmm?
this all last
Yeah.
year. I have not seen the trailer for it beyond the first, again, like 10 seconds. But I scored it pre-trailer based on the director, uh, Pattinson, and that's pretty much it, I think. And I gave it like 9. And then I saw the first 10 seconds of the trailer, and I heard it was a bit more comedic, and I was like, eh. Yeah, and it was such a shame
Mhm.
because I know that makes it more interesting, but that wasn't what I was anticipating, I think a year ago when we first heard about this, clones dying on an alien world. I get that they could give it a different bent. I get that they don't have to go down sort of the moon route. They don't have to make it ultra serious or gritty. I think it's been so long in the making that I geared myself up for that movie over there. But we'll see. I'm sure it'll still end up tremendous.
Said Kaz, no fun Harlow.
Yeah.
This looks great for it. Honestly, just break your own rule. Watch the full trailer. Just this once. Do it for me.
Okay,
Do it for
I
me.
will.
I'll watch one of
I will.
your shitty Netflix film things, TV shows, whatever.
How is that? How is
Uh,
that doing me a favor?
well, it's not.
No.
But
Okay. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. I will watch the
looks
trailer and
amazing.
make you pay for it.
Yes.
Number 1, which for some reason barely just got number 1, but it's Christopher McQuarrie's follow-up to Dead Reckoning Part 1, which is Dead Reckoning Part 2? No, Final Reckoning. Yes. I mean, I've got nothing bad to say about what I hope this will be. I have not watched the trailer. I'm assuming you guys have watched it and you're all
God,
over
no.
it.
Yep.
No.
Trailer looks good.
Okay.
Trailer. Well,
I
to be
mean,
fair, trailer gives nothing away. Nothing
yeah, I
away.
don't care.
Really? Bloody hell.
I'm not doing it. I'm not having another year and a half of watching him ride a bike off a cliff, only to actually see it and go,
Mm.
I'm very, very, very much looking forward to this, and yeah, I can't wait. Just in time for my
Uh,
birthday.
it
I've
looks
completely forgotten the
amazing.
first film.
I just hope that the title change doesn't backfire on them.
What,
The
Final Reckoning, when they
final
don't make it the
reckoning,
final
when it's not going to
film?
be the final one. So,
Oh,
so that's just the cynical part of me. I mean, we all know the so-called problems of calling your films parts 1 and parts 2. It
yeah.
seems to apparently alienate most of
The,
the audience for some strange reason.
because
But
it's a really
this,
terrible goddamn idea. Stop doing it. Just stop doing it, American Saga. Just don't. I don't need chapter 1, chapter 2. I don't need you to do director's cuts and then rename each chapter. I don't need it. I don't need it, Snyder. I don't need it, Costner.
well, to be
Really?
fair though, this at least looks like it is a part 2. It does
Oh
look like
yeah.
it is at least
Oh,
carrying
I
on.
I
You
actually wouldn't
know,
have minded them just calling this Dead Reckoning Part 2. In
well,
fact, of all the part ones I saw, this one's part 1 actually had a decent ending. It
That's
actually
true.
had a
mm,
bit of a fist
mm.
pump ending, which none of the others do.
Yeah,
Fast X.
the others just
Oh my
stopped, didn't they?
God. Fast
Yeah.
X just hit pause. Even the kids were like,
Yeah,
what?
Spider-Verse,
This is
same thing.
nonsense.
Well, to be fair, it's
Yeah.
because they're all dead, Kaz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Exactly.
spoilers.
That is
Oh,
exactly what the kids said. They were
oh,
like, why would this have me anticipating with the next movie? You're not going to then, and then announcing maybe it'll be a trilogy, and then announcing there'll be a spin-off in between. Hang on, what about keeping up the mystery that they're all dead?
get over it.
Gonna
You're gonna be there on day one, and you know you
so
are.
stupid. Well, only because my son's dragging me. But I'm looking forward to this, and they are course correcting massively by sticking Final Reckoning on there, and
Yeah,
maybe it'll work. People hear Final Reckoning, and everyone's going to go, "Hey, let's go to the cinema for the
yeah.
final Mission Impossible film."
Tell you what,
Yes,
though, looking back at that list as a whole,
yes,
it's a there
meh
is not a
list.
lot in that list that gets
No,
the heart singing, is
I
there?
don't know why you have to say
There
looking back.
isn't.
You said that right from the outset. There was never
True.
a lot. And you know why? Because all of the films that sneak up on you through the year, even
Mm,
right until December, when I saw Conclave and Anora, they don't have this kind of high anticipation. We release the
Mm.
trailer a year before it's released and then push the release date back kind of thing. They don't have 400 million budget in reshoots. They just drop on you and you're like, oh, that looks interesting. And then you see it and it's word of mouth that gets the job done. They're the
Yeah.
ones that are going to steal 2025. These are just a list of 20 bigger title movies that
very
all
true.
have pretty posters.
But then again, though, do you know what? It does make me wonder. Do we need to, and when we talked about this on previous pods, do we need to start taking a different view to this whole idea of marketing? Do we really need a film and a release date and a teaser trailer over 12 months before it's due out? All that does these days is let the doubt fester,
Yeah,
let the
yeah.
naysayers crack on,
Mm.
all the
Yes, I
news
agree.
leaks
Yeah.
out and bad. And I would argue that there is not a single film, Top Gun Maverick excluded, that has benefited from an extended period of market awareness. And I just think some of these films, yes, they might be big, keep them under wrap. Do you really need to announce Fantastic Four 18 months before it's due to come out? You know,
No, and the
how
budget
how
and reshoots on Brave New World have done it no favors whatsoever. It sounds,
yeah,
I mean, it sounds like they basically reshot the entire movie twice.
yeah. I mean, even Superman. I get that what we
Yeah,
saw was a teaser, right? And everyone's been saying, "Oh,
it's
it's
the
just a teaser. Wait for the trailer." But all it's done is it's let everyone look at it and go, "Eh."
Oh
So
God.
I'd argue
yeah.
that
Yeah.
instantly, any excitement that a lot of the audience has just dissipated, and now it's got to
Mm,
work twice as hard to get them back. Stop showing all this crap years in
Yeah.
advance. How great
you
would it
don't
be
want
to
to.
come up to a list of 20 films for next year? We don't know. We only know five. Oh, love
Yeah,
it. Nice.
it'll
That'd be
never
nice.
happen. But that's what I'm
Ah,
saying. It's the 20 films we don't know about that are going to steal
totally.
2025.
They're the
So
ones that we
so
get most excited about.
out of this list, they're the ones we know about that we're anticipating and that we're kind of offering some feedback on, but there are only a handful of these that are going to be good. Very few of them are going to be great, and maybe one
Mm,
will be like a sort of a top 10 film of the year one. But it's the best you can do this far ahead,
of
and
course it is.
yeah, it will be interesting to reflect on it afterwards and compare it to our top films of the year that we do, because that'll be
We'll have
very different.
picked
Yeah.
it up royally. We won't get any of
Are
these right. I mean,
you just trying
Nosferatu,
to?
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right. Yeah.
I want to tie you all with my brush. That's all I want to do.
no, no, no. Well, you're probably right. Yes,
That's
yes.
interesting, isn't it? I mean, the internet chatter is actually a lot of people quite like it. I guess they're the people who don't know who Eggers are. Have never seen the original.
Yeah, but I mean, like Mark, who went in, if you look at our scores for Nosferatu, you gave it a 7,
Yeah, I've not
Simon.
seen it yet. I'm
No,
I'm
I know,
still I'm
no.
still undecided whether or not it's worth seeing.
I mean, the predictions, you gave it a 7, I gave
Yeah.
it a 6, Mark gave it 9. I can definitely say that Mark was the person who was best placed to go and watch and review Nosferatu. If he's walking into this going, this is Eggers, I'm anticipating a 9 out of 10 movie, I feel like, I mean, don't send the guy who thinks it's going to be a 6 in to see it. I'd have walked out giving it a 4. You know, so,
Or you could have given it an 8. No
Oh, you're going to
expectation.
come
I mean,
back with an 8.
well, I mean, the thing is, though, it's not been a good start for horror.
It
Nosferatu and
hasn't, no.
Wolfman. Good grief. Man,
Oh,
last year
Wolfman.
didn't
Oh,
start
dear.
well.
I'll tell
Last
you
year didn't
what,
start well.
I was not expecting that from either of those two. You know, Invisible Man
Invisible Man was great. Wow.
should have. Anyway, it's
Anyway.
I don't know. Anyway,
Writing
that
off
is
25. Here's to 26.
yeah. Tell you about it. That is it.
That's
I have
it.
no
We're
idea how to
done.
finish the podcast. Yeah, that's
We
it.
put the
That's
crystal ball away.
That's our top 20 most anticipated movies of 2025 that we know about. So do let us know if there's anything else that we should have on this list. I mean, bearing in mind that you should read the article, because I have actually listed a whole bunch of movies that for a variety of reasons didn't make it, whether that's scoring or whether that's the fact that we didn't think they'd hit 25. We pushed into 26. But let us know if there's any you think should have gone in there. That's it for the AVForums Movies podcast this month. Thanks to the movies team, Simon.
Thank you very much, Kaz. It's been wonderful.
And Mark.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, plus hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when we publish our live streams, product reviews, and more. If you really like this podcast, buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/avforums. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook and bookmark avforums.com for the latest reviews, news, and videos. Plus, why not leave us a 5-star rating, whichever service you use, if they allow, but only if you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching and listening, and join us for another podcast soon.